Everybody, and welcome to Hex Token. Woohoo! Yeah, welcome everybody. Happy Friday to you in the United States, and of course, happy Saturday to you in down under in Australia, New Zealand, Pacific Islands, and of course, probably South America, probably the Cape Horn or something at the bottom of South Africa there. Welcome to everybody. Hope you guys are having a good time. All right, cool. Let's get into the chat. Say hello. Of course, we have big news, and we're going to get into that. We've got Go Pulse win in the house. Hi, everybody. 6,000 subs. That's the news. Woohoo! We did it, folks. 6,000 subs. We did it. Nice one. And I just realized I've got to change my banner up here from 2 daily live shows to 1 daily live show, but I'll update that later. We got 6,000 subs. We did it. Look at that. Woohoo! Onwards to 7,000, I guess, which is pretty neat. Now, the other thing, of course, the channel has done 800,000 views. Yeah, woohoo! Let's do it. We've got to climb up to that million view count. It's getting bigger all the time, so we'll get there at a faster rate. It's going to be a lot of fun. So cool. 6,000 subs, getting up there into the middle of the pack. We're heading towards the middle of the pack amongst the Pulsechain and Hex YouTubers. So maybe once we get to about 7.5 or so, or the pack is moving though. The pack's moving, but we'll get there. We'll get there in the end. So congratulations to everybody. I appreciate the support. Big shout out to all the Hex Token channel members, all the members in Discord, all the subscribers out there. Do appreciate all the support. And of course, all the regulars. Big shout out to you as well. Very, very cool. Now, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button as we head towards 7,000. And of course, if you want to become a member of the channel, hit the membership channel. We've got the join button there. It's Pulsechain's, Hexkins, Rich Hard Club, getting their support as well. We are streaming to multiple platforms as well. So what happens is on YouTube, it loads up to YouTube. It gets auto-loaded up to Odyssey. So if you're on Odyssey free speech platform, it gets auto-uploaded to that. It also goes to, I think, Minds as well. It goes to Minds. It goes now to Rumble, which we added Rumble. So it automatically gets loaded up to Rumble. So we're multi-platform now. So it's pretty cool. And onwards and upwards, Pulsechain, Pulse Hex, and Hex, of course, are the main topics of the channel. But of course, we do talk about other things in crypto because that's just what happens, you know. But very, very cool. Congratulations, everybody. Now, if we go to Social Blade, we can see Social Blade here. We've got some interesting numbers on Social Blade, which ranks all the YouTubers. I thought I'd pull this up for a bit of fun. And we've got Social Blade ranked 706,000. We've got a B- grade. So at least it's not a C, right? It's not a C. It's a B-, but it's not a C there. So we're slowly going up the Social Blade rank there. Was it 706,000 is our social rank there. Subscriber rank 8,918. So we're heading up there. We are, if you see the green part, we are 85.26% away to the top. So there we are. Gives you an idea. We're getting there. And of course, there's a big gap between the top part though. 2,883,000. Was it 2,883,000 video view rank? So we've got a bit of work to do there, but it's growing. It's getting faster. Country rank, of course, I ranked this on the United States, and of course it's 4,268th country rank in the United States, which is funny. And the entertainment rank 3,862. That's not too bad actually. That's actually pretty good. So we're doing pretty well on that. So not bad. There is some of the growth there, and definitely it's a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thought it'll be a bit of a fun there. Anyway, so let's get into the chat. We're going to get into the stock market, the crypto news, Binance bridge hack, of course. We're going to talk about FTX exchange and Visa and a lot more. We're going to get the Hex prices, Hex daily. We're going to look at the Pulsechain projects. The projects are launching soon. We're going to look at an update from Rack and Rochelle and more. So stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lies Beneath in the house. Hello, how are you today? Very, very good. And of course, always brings the alpha, does Lies Beneath. Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLX for the 100%. 100% on that one. And BC in the house says no sleep till Brooklyn, says BC. A big welcome, of course, from Hex Token. Crypto Streets in the house there. Happy Friday, all. Happy Friday to you. And good morning. Woohoo! 6,000K, says Brennan. Absolutely really cool milestone to hit there. Heading up into the middle of the pack. It kind of feels good. Feels good. Da-na-na-na-na-na. I knew that I could. Something like that. Christian Collins says, hello, family. Hello to you and Ted Nelson. Hey, all daily update with Hex Token is the best. Yeah, boy. My boy, Ted. Thanks, Ted. Appreciate that. And, of course, Katie in the house there. Woo! Get excited for sure. Smash the hitchhiker on the left on the way in. I like that one. Definitely smash the like button there. And Stevie D says, hey, Setman, greetings, all Hexkins from Seattle. Great to catch you live again. Hey, Stevie D, appreciate that. Big shout out to you in Seattle, a beautiful state of the United States. And Blobfish King says, hi all, get ready for Zen. Yeah, that's coming up. We're going to be talking about Zen. There's one of our project updates today. Brian says, sup people, good to see Brian. Congratulations on 6K subbies, says Katie. Appreciate that. There's a big milestone and heading towards 7,000. 7,000 has that kind of magical number. So cool. So good. So good. I got you. Woohoo, says Brennan. Nice one. And Great White's in the house. Good to see Great White as well. And yeah, I was going to say this myself, Blobfish King, but you beat me to it. Next celebration, 6666 subs. Yeah. That's funny, man. That's funny. Woo, boy, yeah. Yeah, we're heading up towards 7K. Let's get into it, folks. I hope you guys are having a good time. Enjoy your Fridays. Relax after a long week. And, of course, we're going to get into the final day of the United States stock market. And, of course, if you're on Saturday, enjoy your sunny Saturday. It's pretty cool. All right, so the Dow stumbles, it says. The Dow stumbles as strong jobs data strike down Fed pivot. Remember, the beginning of the week, we're having all these bullish green days. The second half of the week, red days there, unfortunately, with the economic indicators having an impact. And as I said, I've been posting out every month the economic indicators that may have a major impact. And I think that's been a good move, right, on this channel. We'll be doing that month after month. And, of course, it gives you an idea of what's actually going to move the market. And it's played out pretty well so far. So some of these economic indicators, they've been pretty good, most of them. And, of course, that is bad for interest rates. Good economic data. It feels the wrong way. It doesn't feel right in your head. We do well in the economy. Unfortunately, it's bad for interest rates. All right, so we got the Dow Jones there at down 2%. Can you believe it? That's pretty big compared to yesterday. And 630 points there, back under 30,000 again to 29,296. Very much the battle line there. Remember, 30,000. And, of course, Dow Jones, the top 30 industrials in the United States there. S&P down a whopping 2.8% as well. And that's down 104 points, down 3,600. S&P 500. And the NASDAQ down 3.8%, down 420 points to 10,652. Now, my thing around this percentage, these are pretty decent percentage decreases in the stock market. But, of course, what happens if we get some really bad news and, of course, it goes down 7-8%, those sort of days, and does that a couple of days in a row? That's what we don't want to see. For sure, this is bad enough at this level. So that's pretty much it. The volatility index for the S&P 500 is up 2.75%, so risk off basically, and more volatility. The dollar index there up slightly against its trading partners, strengthening there. Obviously, the United States is the reserve currency, despite the fact that they have something like 31 trillion in debt at the public office there. All right, commodities, they're going up, so the oil price is going up here. So a lot of these economic indicators not looking too hot at the moment. And, of course, the Brent oil there. Imagine how fast does it change? Does it take longer to change? Is it a week later and you've got, heading into these high commodity prices and negative indices? So Brent oil crude there up $4 almost, 4% to $98. Obviously, with the OPEC plus syndicate there, basically the ability to restrain supply and push the price up, pretty much that. And, of course, the current administration set the world up for this. So it's all on them, really. They're the ones that have moved from self-sufficiency. Day one in the office, they wrote executive orders and started attacking the energy industry in the United States. And Brent oil there up to $98.30. And we've got the crude West Texas there up $5 to $93.20, up 5.4%. So that's going to translate eventually into the pump again. And, of course, especially if it holds up there. And not only that, but if you're in a country that's not the United States with the lower exchange rate, those exchange rates have been diving due to the interest rate parities. And, of course, you will end up paying even more. As the price of oil goes up, the exchange rate's going down versus US. The price of the petrol pump goes up. It's huge, particularly in places like Australia, New Zealand, and places like that. So just the way it goes. Gold there down $19. Woo-hoo-hoo! Down 1% there. $9 down to $701. And, of course, silver down 50 cents, down 2.4% on silver, down to $20. Remember, this is what Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, said was going to be the choice, to in the next couple of years, the poor man's investment and he may very well play out. I mean, he's a very clever guy, but at this stage, that's where it is. So that's pretty much it. Let's have a look at the commentary. The Dow slumped Friday as a stronger than expected monthly jobs report quelled hopes of a Fed pivot. The shift and shifted investor focus to the prospect of another jumbo-sized rate hike next month. That's November. That's why I said we've got pretty much a window of opportunity with volatility. This is pretty much how it's playing out. And, of course, it's all becoming a bit too predictable, isn't it? The U.S. economy created 263,000 jobs last month, above the 250,000 economists had expected. So that's very, very good. So we expect employment to have a big lag after they've been going into recession. Of course, we had 2 quarters of technical recession, very kind of relatively mild, but still technically a recession. Obviously, I don't think an official recession's been called yet, but that's kind of where we are technically. We've got a technical one. And, of course, the job lag can sometimes be quite delayed behind it. And at the moment, we've still got really good job growth. Obviously, we're in unusual times coming out of those lockdowns and everything else. So it's a pretty interesting play there. Although I do note that some corporates are still living in the old regime. So it takes a little while for that to pan out there. Well, the unemployment rate fell and unexpectedly dropped to 3.5%, as fewer than expected people entering the labor market. And of course, we've seen quite a bit of that happening. A lot of people don't want to work after the previous couple of years. Wage growth of 0.3% was in line with forecasts, but slowed to 5% from 5.2% in the 12 months through to September. So that's actually kind of a positive sign. While for interest rates, while this is a welcome development for the Fed, according to Jeffries, it won't provide a justification for slowing from the recent pace of 75 basis point rate hikes. So we expect another one in November meeting. So remember everyone was pivoting back towards 50 basis points, now pivoting back to 75% basis points because of the bullish job reports and growth, manufacturing growth and things like that. The revival of the Fed's hawkish bets. And what do we got here? So this is the polling. This is the Fed rate monitor. And, of course, we currently got 3.75 to 4% is at 81% now. So it's really pivoted back now. And I think it was down at 60% somewhere. It's really pivoted back up at 80%. So 4 and 5 people thinking that we're going to get the 75 basis point rate hike, which is another strong one there. Now, I do think there's a slight counter argument for that with the midterms. We'll see whether that does occur or not. It's definitely possible, so we'll find out. Tech was also pushed deeper in the red by a slump in chip stocks following a profit warning from chipmaker AMD. So in addition to the economic news and interest rates, we've got an expected lower profit warning as well. And we'll probably see more of these as we head in the months ahead, in my view, as the next revenue rounds go on. So cool, that's in the chip making there. Now, there was a little comment here. The miss on revenue guidance was driven by a weaker than expected PC market and resulting inventory correction by the PC supply chain. And, of course, Deutsche Bank said in a note after cutting its price target on the stock from to $90 from $95. And we're going to jump through some of the other stuff. The broader market drop comes ahead of fresh inflation data out next week. So obviously we've got the big inflation indicator next week. That's going to be pretty important too. So we've got strong employment, strong manufacturing. And then, of course, we still have issues around supply chain, stuff like that. We've got slightly softer wage growth, but inflation number coming out next week will be pretty important in terms of what target they have to actually reach. Is it organically going to come back a bit? The broader market drop comes ahead of fresh inflation data next week that will influence the Fed's thinking on rate hikes. But without a precipitous drop in economic growth or a deep recession, the slowdown and pace of inflation is going to be slower than what everybody hopes. And that probably is going to be the case. And, of course, you're going to have a period of sideways markets as the economy is unlikely to go into a deep recession because people are working and spending. Konzo said that trend isn't going to change very much, meaning that inflation will be sticky. That's a pretty good comment, actually. I probably agree with those. So, cool. That is pretty much it. Let's jump over to crypto. Boom. There we go. BDC pulled down from 20,000 to down with the market, and of course down at 9,527. We're looking very bright over there, over that 20,000, and of course maybe we're going to move higher to 22, 23 or something, but down we go, down 2.2%, and of course we're just below the resistance level of 19.6, 19.7, and that's where we're at the stage. So let's see how we get on. Obviously, we were kind of thinking maybe October is turning out to be a bit better, but now it's starting to dive a little bit more. Maybe November will be that pullback that everyone's expecting, that 85% correction or something. We'll see, down to 11K or whatever. Still 6 weeks ahead of us are there. Now, obviously, the Fed's meeting is in November, so we've got a bit of a window opportunity at the time. Maybe we're going to have a lot of red days in between. Let's see. ETH there is $1,332, down 1.5. But of course, the Binance there is the talk of the town, obviously with the Binance bridge hack. So it wasn't the Binance chain itself, but the Binance bridge hack. Let's bring in a little video from CNBC with the head of Binance there, and let's get into it.
Cross-chain bridge linking with its BNB chain was targeted, enabling hackers to move tokens off the network. In total, hackers withdrew 2 million tokens, about $570 million at current prices. Joining us now is Changpeng Zhao. He is Binance CEO. The hack comes as Binance launches a new program aimed at training law enforcement and prosecutors to fight against cyber crimes. CZ, it's good to see you. It's what we have seen hacked, and this was what, $500 million, $2 billion total. It's always when crypto is moving from one chain, one blockchain to another. Is that when it happens in a cross-chain bridge? What needs to be done?
Yes, so that is what happens for a cross-chain bridge. And what has to be done, I think, the industry, as an industry, we just got to learn how to learn from this kind of mistakes and make our code more secure. But software code is never bug-free. But in the blockchain world, whenever there's a bug, it could result in very large losses. This is one of the cases that happened. But we were able to minimize quite a lot of the damage to less than 100 million now.
I mean, we usually think of the blockchain itself as being almost fortress-like. So, and that's why with confidence you're able to say that everything else is safe in terms of the actual network, the BNB network itself has never been hacked.
Yes, in this case, the BNB blockchain itself has not been hacked. This is the cross-chain bridge that sits between two blockchains that allows users to change from one token to another. As you have said, we have seen many of this type of exploits in the industry this year, last year, but every bridge is a little bit different. So we're still, there are still new exploits that's being found, but the blockchain itself has no problems.
And how often in the course of the business and your BNB, the coin is being used in a lot of different ways now. How often is a cross-chain bridge necessary in the normal course of Binance doing business?
I think it is used almost absolutely every day by people. So people do have the need to convert from one blockchain to another for various reasons. So the cross-chain bridge is an open source smart contract that just sits on the blockchain that facilitates those transactions. So, but once in a while, people do find vulnerabilities. In this case, it happened.
I mean, it's you're fine. BNB has what your market cap must be $45–50 billion in just BNB. So I understand $500 million, but $500 million is $500 million. So this is something that obviously some remedies are called for. Who would provide you with that? Can you do it yourself? The code?
So the software developers, the code is written by a group of software developers for the blockchain, which is what we call the community developers or core developers. The nodes that maintain this network, there's like 26 or 44 nodes depending how what you count, and they need to vote to do the upgrade themselves. So they collectively maintain the network, and when there's a new software version, they will vote for it. And last night, there's a couple of emergency upgrades that was done. And I think over the next couple of days, there will be a few more upgrades to be done. And there's also a few more votes regarding how the hacked funds should be handled will be voted by the community.
CZ, one of the like catch-22s is that anonymity is part of one of the attractions for a lot of crypto. How can you bring in law enforcement, prosecutors, and give them the tools to be effective in guarding against something like this, and then at the same time maintain the anonymity that some people find so attractive? How do you walk that line?
Yeah, so to be honest, blockchain is pseudo-anonymous, meaning that we can see all the transactions on the blockchain, and there's blockchain analysis software or firms that are specializing in analyzing this data, and they're quite good. And also with large centralized exchanges, we can correlate quite a number of address spaces with certain KYC information, linkages, etc. So when you combine those kind of information together, you can triangulate quite a lot of who likely are holding which cryptocurrencies, etc. And for law enforcement, if you track through this large amounts of information, you can trace it through. So in most cases, so it's not 100% guaranteed. So it's not a completely anonymous. That's part of the design for the blockchain we have today. And but it's also somewhat. It's not also not 100% traceable, but it can be traceable to a fairly large degree.
All right, so that was pretty much the update there from the CEO himself of Binance. Obviously, in February, Binance and BSC chain merged and now called BNB chain officially, but of course, a lot of people call it BSC chain. And of course, it was down for like over 8 hours. So over 8 hours. Obviously, they had to get together with the validators and get everything running up. They had to upgrade the block and basically, I guess, backward compatible the blockchain there to deal with the issue. 570 million potential hack there. It seems like they're limited to under 100 million, but the chain is back on and up and running and seems to be operating pretty well now. So definitely they've got a lot of security actions that they're going to try and move forwards to, and of course deal with the differential between what was taken that they've managed to protect. So some interesting stuff there. That is pretty much the Binance one. And of course, at the moment, the price is at 283, hasn't really recovered. Obviously, with the market down, probably less likely that was going to happen there. Let's have a look at the other big piece of news at the moment. Of course, FTX Exchange and Visa launched crypto debit card. So that's a really, really positive move, actually, to be honest. And of course, bodes well there for, using crypto for spending pretty much. So crypto exchange FTX is partnering with Visa to make it easier for individuals around the globe to use crypto holdings for everyday purchases. The pair are rolling out Visa debit cards linked to FTX accounts in 40 new countries. That's pretty awesome. So good for adoption. Obviously, crypto needs more adoption, so that's good. Starting in Latin America, allowing crypto holders to use their digital assets to pay for goods and services from the FTX wallets with Visa network of 80 million merchants, which is fantastic. The partnership marks the latest in a string of crypto announcements from payments giants, suggesting they continue their efforts to move deeper into the space despite the plunge in cryptocurrency values this year. We believe that digital currencies will have a lasting impact on the future of financial services and money, Guy Sheffield said, head of crypto at Visa, told Yahoo Finance. So that's really cool to see payment companies like Visa doing that. Noting that despite the market trajectory, the payments companies' views on crypto remain undaunted and particularly encouraged by the use of crypto stablecoins in global commerce, which I always talk about on this channel, right? And we're going to have 3 native ones coming to Pulsechain. So USDL, CST, and of course the BankX one. So looking good there. And we're just getting warmed up, I think. So pretty cool. FTX and Visa plan to have the offering go live across Europe by the end of the year. This is really big, guys. You guys are pretty, we maybe since 2009, late 2008 with the Bitcoin, but we're still relatively early. It sounds like this is going to be maybe, I often talk about a 20-year adoption, but maybe it's more like a 30-year adoption. But 20 years is probably the case there. And we've still got quite a few years to go. So pretty cool. And exciting to see that. The debit card also comes with 0 administrative and processing fees. Very nice. Visa already supports debit cards issued by Coinbase, Binance, and several others, including FTX card for US customers. So the deal is only the start of a long-term global relationship, according to both Sheffield and FTX founder and CEO Sam Bankman-Fried. Or is it Fried? We're excited to partner with one of the world's largest payment networks to give our users the ability to utilize their crypto to fund purchases at millions of merchants around the globe. So that's pretty much it for that. Now, obviously, Visa is got the network, you see, but of course, we like decentralized crypto and individual utility there. So that's pretty much it from that one. So that is the end of the crypto one. Let's get into the Hex. Before we do that, though, let's catch up in the chat there and see how everybody's getting on. We got Crypto DB says Hey, Sweet Man, good talking to you last night. Hey, it was a pleasure, man. Yeah, Discord, I had a few chats in Discord the last 2 days. It was pretty good. Great White's in house there. Congrats on the 6K milestone. Thanks, Great White. Appreciate your support as always. It was a pretty cool milestone to hit, that for sure. And Brian says, like it up, folks. Definitely smash the like. Hit the subscribe button as well as we head on towards 7,000 subscribers. That's our next big target there. Hexhog's in house there. Like it up, folks. Definitely do that, Hexhog. Hyped for Xensert. Yes, very hyped there, Tail 7. And we're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. So stay tuned for the Xen. That's about to launch very, very soon. Christian Colin in the house, Suitman. I need to borrow your cape because I'm flying tomorrow with Zen. Nice one there, Christian. I like your attitude there. I feel the FOMO too. Well, that's a huge hit. Bet someone is crying around a Binance bridge hack. So it was the Binance bridge, not the main chain, but certainly a big issue there. Pulsechain will be a Trojan horse. Brennan, I love the way you're talking about this. Pulsechain will be a ginormous Trojan horse. I agree with you with that in many ways. Pulsechain will fix that problem, says Christian. Well, it was a bridge problem, but yeah, definitely Pulsechain's going to bring a lot of benefits to the ecosystem around the bridge, around the chain. Another Pulsechain competitor bites the dust, says Tail 7. Well, it is back up. It's back up. It's back up at the moment. $500 that's a lot of tacos. Definitely a lot of tacos. Fortunately, limited to under 100 million there. Someone is partying like a rock star. All that dollars, says Christian. That's true. Pretty insane in the membrane, to be honest. Crypto is still riddled with things like that, unfortunately. Taco, says CryptoDB. I like how you're talking. Right, let's get into it, folks. This is the Hex ecosystem prices. Let's get into it, folks. 3.3 cents is the price of Hex at the moment. The last day it was down to what was the low? 3.2 cents. The high of 3.3. So just pretty much sitting around here. I should bring up my other chart, actually. It's got different time zones, but I should bring that up. Let's have a look at the Maxi chart here. Maxi, it's just over 7 cents. And the premium is what we really look at, really. What's that at? 2.13. So just slightly higher than yesterday. I think we were about 3.2 or something like that. So we're just mulling along here between 2.06 and 2.2. Right in the middle there at the moment is the Maxi premium over Hex. So you need 2.13 Hex per Maxi. We got the Maxi team there. Let's have a look at the premium. Maxi team, let's have a look at that and see how the premium's going. So one Maxi team is 1.23 team. So holding up pretty nicely there. Chart's looking really weird, but other than that, it's holding up pretty well. The talk of the town, though, let's full screen this. We got good old Hedron there powering up there, looking pretty good. Got a nice little trend line here, which I haven't drawn anything on, but got a nice little trend line. Look at that, it's looking pretty good. And high lows, yeah. So where's this going to go to? Obviously, we're leading up into November, this latest bout here, this little trigger here, probably related to the Poly Maximus, which is currently being coded by Dipcatcher. Was it day 4, day 5, something like that? And yeah, ticking away, looking good. Look good. So 4,426. Man, where's this going to go? Are we going to hit that? We're going to lose a 0 in this run up to November, November the 14th there. Up to something like 60,000 T-shares, 5,000 HSI Hex stakes, and of course about 2,500 on the first day there in the mid-November. And massive ICOSA inflation event, massive rewards to ICOSA, Hedron, and Watsa owners there. It's going to be pretty amazing. And of course, massive bidding of Hedron and burning of Hedron. It's going to be pretty cool. And of course, looks like Poly Maximus is going to help the small guy become a whale and bid on the whale. So it's going to be fun to see that. Very, very cool. So that's looking good there. RSI is still down at 66. So still plenty of room on the RSI there for a bit move higher. We will see. It's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely moving slightly earlier than anticipated, probably because of that Poly Maximus, though, kicking that off. And FOMO is real now. FOMO is real. So that chart's looking pretty good. Probably will have a little bit of an ease back at some stage before having another go moving higher. We will see. Sometimes crypto can do wonderful things and also surprise you to the downside too. So there we are. We got COSA there at $1.07 at the moment. And yeah, so for that's pretty much it. We got this team pool here is pretty small, but it says 5.7 at the moment. I'm not quite sure about that one. The pool's pretty tiny. So might have to review that particular chart. Let's jump over to the BNB chains. Before we do that, let's get into Hex Whalebot and see what's been happening with the whales. I like to do that because it gives you a sense of some of the bigger players, which is kind of cool. Man, what's been going on? This seems like so many transactions. What is going on? It must be heaps of penalties, I think. What else did we got there? So 18 hours ago, 7.7 million was sold for $250,000. 10 million Hex was sold for 322. Let's have a look at this one, see whether there's any comments in it. Traders going to trade, they say. What else there? We got penalties. So lots of penalties, really good penalties today. Last couple of days have been kind of good, haven't they, in the penalties? If you're staking your Hex with your T-shares, you're getting paid the penalties. Pretty nice there. And all the rest of the penalties are going to the Origin account. And, of course, that means deflation, right? Lower inflation, which is cool. I like that a lot. All right, so cool. Penalties. Look at them all. Man, oh man, it's just flowing. You got paid today, big time, folks. If you got your T-shares, check out hex.com. The link's in the video description. Get those T-shares. The price is pretty juicy. 95% pullback in prices, looking pretty good. Obviously not investment advice, but do your due diligence. Looking pretty good. 6.3 million Hex bought 9 hours ago for 207,000. What else there? Another 8.6 million bought for 282,000. So cool. And that's pretty much it. That's some of the highlights there. So 20 months ago, 7.6 million bought for $250,000. Woohoo! And we got a short stake in there. Oh no, not too short. 240 days. 12% yield there. That's pretty much it. So cool. So the last couple of buys on the Hex there, nice. And 20 minutes ago, $250,000 bought. Let's see. It's probably a trader, but we'll see. Any comments on that? Yeah, not sure. But there we are. So not too bad. Let's have a look at the stakes, of course. Let's have a look at the Hex stakes on the global Hex stakes here. Have a chill out over there. Let's go to the end of the year. Almost need to start looking at the full 3-year there. So we got this candle coming out. If this chart's going to operate, it's having a bit of a spaz there. But we got 374 million coming out 11th of October. We've got 407 million coming 16th of October. And then we've got 396,000 coming out. 396 million coming out 1st November. We've got a couple other smaller candles there. And then December there, 323. So these are a lot of the short stakers. This right through the end of the year. So not too bad. All those billion candles are gone. 500 million candles are gone. We're now more into the 300 to 400 million candle range now. So very nice. This is based on the end of the year anyway. All right, cool. So that is looking good. Let's jump over to the BNB memes and have a quick look at this. Obviously, these could not trade for over 8 hours, but they have been trading since. So cool. Let's have a look here. We've got Pulse Dodge at no real change from yesterday. 3,600, so just under 4/10 of a penny. We got P33 down at 9.2 cents. All of them just skimming the bottom now on the BNB chain here. And Internet Money, while there, is not rendering. So let me try that one more time. The Internet Money there from KG. Yeah, it's not rendering. Might leave that one and talk about that another day. It's probably just skimming at the bottom. Let's have a look. Let's jump to the airdrops. Pulse Dodge coin. This is my pick at the moment, obviously with Hedron. And there we are, $4.59. And of course, this is the pick at the moment. So remember, check this out. Let's just go to the latest on that. Of course, we showed the website yesterday, which is it looks like some sort of Bitcoin minting and stuff like mining and stuff like that. Bitcoin mining, and of course, 6 hours ago we got from the developer. Pulse Bitcoin is the best marketing bridge that connects Hexkin's Pulsechain to traditional crypto. It's going to be getting nuts. And of course, 21 hours ago, I hope you are prepared. So that's coming. It's coming pretty soon. In fact, I think I've still got the link down the bottom here somewhere. This is the DApp. And of course, we had a sneak preview of this. Oh, it's protected now. Oh, it's protected, folks. It's protected. They won't let us look at it now. So someone found it. And of course, it was hidden. It was hidden. So it's been hidden, folks. You saw it there. It's got password protection now. You can't get access to it. So there we are. That sneak peek yesterday was as good as it gets until it launches. So very, very exciting. All right, cool. So that is pretty much that. That's the Pulse Bitcoin that's coming out. And this chart's just starting to warm up from the looks of it. Higher lows and just starting to warm up there, 459. Let's see where it goes to. Is it going to hit the all-time high of $9.53? And if it breaches $10, will it get up to that $13, $14 mark? After that, it kind of feels like the next target. We will see. Obviously, Let's see if we can actually get up to this, all-time high. But those are kind of looking good. Hedron and Pulse Coin at the moment, looking like real fire there. These are the probable plays, of course. I have the speculative plays and the probable plays. These are the two probable plays. And, of course, we've got the weight token here just skimming along the bottom here at 0.5 of a penny. And, of course, most people are waiting. There's about 120 million to be minted, probably in excess of 1.2 billion crude so far. That's pretty much it. So most people are waiting for Pulsechain. The more longer you wait, the more weight tokens you get. And, of course, you have to have qualified for 8 different sacrifices. Let's look at the founders' wildcards. These are people from within the community, Pulsechain, Hex, that have been around for a long time. We got PZN at the moment. Obviously, we've got a lot of community supporters, Pulse Beta, Stressful Struggle, and others that are in this, and it's performing okay at the moment. So the issues with this we have is around taxes, but they do have a burn and a payment. So if you're holding the token, you end up magically getting more tokens from people trading, and also a bit of that trading value goes into the burn, and the burn burns the token, making it more scarce. So so far, this is holding up pretty well. It's just over support line of 0.7 of a penny as kind of the support line there. Managed to hold it up. Of course, I do think it needs to get to 3 or 4 cents and then hold that for a decent income. But of course, you're going to face volatility, and we've got lots of challenges ahead of us. So take that into account. But so far, so good. The more token from Trayvon, man, that went all the way down. If you remember, just a couple of days ago, down to 62 cents. Had lower lows, was not looking good. Pretty much went to where we thought it would go, but then it had this power charge back up to $1.13. It's now just been sold off down to $90. Just too much of a profit gain there. Sold down, profit takers down to 90 cents. Got down to as low as 8.86 cents here. Just bounced back off there at the moment. So yeah, pretty volatile here. It's got a lower low now at the moment though. A lower high. So the lower high is coming in here. Not a good sign. Like I said to you yesterday, this really needs to get over 137 and start building uptrend. But at the moment, it looks more like a downtrend, lower highs. And so not looking great to me as this chart. The next couple of days will be pretty critical, in terms of the shape of this. Yeah, just take that with care. All right, let's jump over. So we've talked about Pulse Bitcoin coming up. That's going to be imminent. I wanted to talk quickly about the Zen time. Yeah, Zen time is here, 17 hours away. And of course, if you want to claim this as a free claim, it only costs you the cost of gas. And of course, launching on the ETH chain, and I think it's the BSC and Polygon chain at the same time. I haven't been able to confirm that. Let me know in the chat if you have. But those 3 chains are expected to launch. ETH chain, of course, is going to be more valuable. It's going to cost you more. And of course, that's only 17 hours and 4 minutes away. Now, if you want to get to all these links, and I've done 5 basic videos on this, then go to join our Discord in the link in the video description. And of course, you'll scroll down to new token links, and you'll see all the official links here. So they've got the Zen free claim. You've got all the sites here. Now, this is the official site. So that's the one we just showed you. But there are other stuff like the testnet and the calculators and the white paper all in here. The founder is Jack Levin, Google employee number 21. Who would have thought that was a thing, but it's a thing apparently. Hex Token tutorials there. I've done 5 tutorials on that, covering all the basic stuff. And then, of course, I got some notes about different aspects of it, like staking, APYs, minimum stake period, and stuff like that. Now, I know that Trayvon's been covering Zen a lot, and a few other people as well. I was going to say that some people will be doing, a lot of people will be doing multiple wallets. There'll be people trying to, coders setting up bots to try and play this as well. It's going to be pretty hectic when it launches. I think it's launching about 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning Kiwi time. So you might want to find out when that is your time. But of course, getting some accounts will be pretty good. I always suggest using a new wallet with its own seeds or private keys and isolating your interactions and your investment. That's probably a good idea. You can set up a lot of wallets within that wallet account. And of course, if you add the other chains, BSC and Polygon, Matic, you'll be able to switch between those accounts and set up investments that way too on those chains. Obviously, they're going to be a lot cheaper to set up. But of course, I think the value will probably end up being on the ETH chain. I think they'll all probably do okay. but obviously the chain's the more expensive one. So once again, we don't know. We're going to find out, but I think that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, definitely going to be pretty cool. Remember, there's a mint phase. It's not just a minting day. Your mint phase, you have to lock it up anywhere from 1 day to 100 days. Some people will try and do a short game. They'll try and do, short periods of, maybe 10-day wallets or 50-day wallets or 100-day wallets. 100 days is the maximum up to the first 5,000, but I think it's going to get hit very quickly. And then after that, it will be 300 days, and then the contract will adjust the minting phase after that. Now, once you've finished your minting, whether it's 100 days or 300 days or whatever, you are then able to stake that as well and get staking yield on that, which starts off at 20%. So remember that earlier is pretty much better. Getting in early, staking out long if you want more, typically a good strategy. But I would suspect that some people will be trying to do 10-day stakes, 1-day stakes, 50-day stakes to try and time some sort of market price pump. So that might be the case there. So some things to think about in terms of the short game. The longer game, of course, is getting more volume. So they've been staking out longer, doing more wallets, multiple chains. And then, of course, as more and more people find out about it, the more tokens you make. So if you spread the word about it, the more tokens you make, because the bigger the network, the more you get paid. And it does have an inflation curve out. So the amplify does go down by 1 each day from 3,000. So that keeps going down, 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 down. And of course, you can see the summary of all that analysis in the summary chart here, as you can see here. So the amplify goes down over 8 years. So it goes down 1 every day. So it's going to be a slow burn. The APY goes down over 4 years, 20% down to 2%. That's for staking. So staking's for the APY. AMP is for the minting phase, which starts off maximum 100 days. And then after 5,000 users goes to 300 days, etc. So there might be a strategy for some people waiting after the first 5,000, getting a 300-day staking if you want to get maximum. But I basically just try and get in as soon as you can, as many wallets as you can, into the top ranking. So you're after your C rank, and you want to get that versus all the people coming in after you. So just it's probably the case to be there. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. No one knows what this could be worth or anything. I mean, it's got some cool network, in fact, network design, which hopefully will pump. But once again, it's probably better to be in it, and it's basically free except for the fees. So anyway, that is launching, and of course, all the best to you for that. So that is pretty much it. 17 hours to go, folks. Woo-hoo-hoo! Get on it, and a lot of fun. All right, so cool. That's pretty much it. So let me just close down some of these. So that was pretty much Zen Network. Let's read probably got a few comments on this one, so let's catch up on those. Who knows, maybe it's a promotional thing. Yeah, that's true. Pulse player in there. Hey, good to see you. What else there we got there? DV says good people are capable of stupid things. Yeah. Check my pulse in the house there. Woo! Hello, Max Exco. Good to see you. Check my pulse. Sandy Beach says, I'm traveling tomorrow. I'm hoping to make it home to Mint Zen and do the replay of Hexo stream with RH. Yeah. So that's a good point. So we've got Richard Hart's stream with Hexologists coming up on Saturday. Hopefully we'll get some little alpha drops from Richard Hart on that one. And of course, Ivan on Tech, who's one of the biggest crypto content creators, is doing an interview with Richard soon as well. So hopefully between those two interviews, we'll get some more info around Pulsechain, around consensus, around any sense of his sense of timing around Pulsechain, all sorts of stuff. So hold on to the hat for that one. Crypto BD says Hexo stream should be a good one tomorrow. Should be with the boss man on there. Check my pulse says another great day down. We are getting closer. Says check my pulse. That's true. That's one way to look at it. All right. So the other thing I was going to say is I will be doing a video on people that missed out on Pulsechain and PulseX. I'll be doing a video today on how you can benefit, how you can actually do well when Pulsechain launches. In terms of if you missed out on getting Pulse and PulseX, I'll be talking about 3 strategies that you can do, which I think will help you. So one of them is going to be quite material too. So look forward to that. All right, cool. Let's jump out of the Xen, and that is launching soon. Obviously, we've been talking about the BNB peak. So currently that's at $10.60. And they have, obviously with the BNB chain down, looks like they may have deferred it a little bit. The launch seems to have been deferred. I understand that there will be a tweet coming out later on today But the staking percentage at the moment up at a massive 62.37%. And that is really good, folks. 62.37%. They have changed the on the BNB pot at the moment. So this is so I talk about probable plays as my speculative play, and at the moment they looks like they've reset the launch date. I don't know if it's due to the BNB being down yesterday or whether it's some other things going on in terms of getting ready for launch. But they've shifted this out to 10 days and 23 hours. Maybe it's to do the fact that it was only a couple of days after the Zen. I don't know. There's lots of variables you can speculate on yourself, but we should get a tweet from the team later on today. I understand it. And of course, we're at 10 hours and 10 days and 23 hours away now. Instead of being about 3 days away, we're going to be about 3 days away. We're now been extended for a week from the looks of approximately maybe a week. I think it's a week. So down to 10, maybe it's 4, maybe it's 8 days. But 10 days and 23 hours go to the launch now, and so forth. So that's counting down. So good staking though. Obviously the staking is just going to keep going higher now. But of course, I was expecting a bit of a run on the staking at the end. So I'm sort of hoping that we get to 85%. We're pretty nice. And hit the prices at $10.60, which is pretty good level at the moment. So definitely for accumulating, in my view, not investment advice, but there we are. We got the BNB pot site here. So we are expecting a tweet later on today. So look out for that. And I'll be talking about that tomorrow, if depending on when it comes in. But I will retweet that when it does come out. All right, cool. That's pretty much it with the BNB pot there. And let's jump over to the ETH Power. So the ETH Power at the moment is currently $8 million in volume, 75,000 transactions in 24 hours. And of course, I've got this ordered by liquidity. We can see that Hex is on that chain. WETH is actually ETHW. And of course, we see the price is just under 0.6 of a, no, wait a minute, it's not. It's at 0006. Sorry, I was about to make a mistake there. 0006 there is where we're at the moment. And of course, what's that, 0.06 of a cent? I think that's quite the right way. Now, the liquidity, 153,000 there. And the price is down just slightly. So it's almost flat from yesterday. What else there? We've got Hex Hedron number 10. So we've got 2 spots left. I think we used to have like 4, 5, 6 spots because Hex was the early adopter. But now we're down to 2, which is good for the chain, right? We've got this LFG swap finance token jump to the top here. And that came out of nowhere, almost 667,000. So I'm not sure what's happening with that project. Don't much about it, but it's just taking the top spot. And if we have a look at the volume, it's got the top volume as well. Hex has got volume number 6. They're at 182,000 on the Hex there as well. So that is the ETH Power network. And according to CoinGecko, did a comparison between ETH Power and ETH Fair. So if you want to look up CoinGecko, you can find that. I think it's on the ETH Fair Twitter, and you can see their analysis. It is missing out some important stuff around ETH Fair because ETH Fair has more of a count. More of the chain upgraded, including 1559. So well, we're taking. So here we are on ETH Fair. Hex is still dominating on ETH Fair. Hex at the top there, 1, 2, and we've got Maxi Hex 3, 4. So 5 out of the top 10 still dominating. Good old ETH Fair is Hex, and but the prices are down. Yesterday they were up dramatically. Remember, or they up 75% or something? It was pretty high. Today down 25%. Liquidity 68,000, 36. There's the Hedron pairs and the Hex ETH Fair pair is down here at 10,000. So on the small side of the volume, but the price is currently at 0006. Are they both the same? They basically are, aren't they? Oh my goodness, they're both the same price. Can you believe it? The law of convergence eventually caught up with them. The law of convergence. So obviously, if you had Hex before the forks, you would have got them. You would have got them forked over. And of course, you'll be earning Hex passive income at these current prices on 3 chains. Obviously, the ETH chain is the one where it's worth 3.3 cents, but this is kind of where you are at the moment. So cool. That is pretty much the ETH Power and ETH Fair. No real news from the Twitter feeds there. I know that NFTs are coming to the ETH Fair chain. They had a little bit of another NFT place there supporting ETH Fair. So it's kind of cool. All right, so cool. That is pretty much the charts. And of course, we're up to 50 minutes. So let's get into the news of Rack and Rochelle. And we've been talking about where is Rack and Rochelle? Where is Rack and Rochelle? Well, he apparently responded here, and I missed this yesterday. This came out on the 6th, so I missed this one. For those that reached out to me in private, thank you very much for your kind words. I mean that. Things are mitigating my time between building and exchange, which is the EB exchange that we talk about on this channel, and ensuring my family is priority. Too easy to get sidetracked in life with business. So it's just getting that work-life balance appropriate and addressing, spending time with the family and things like that. So there we are, folks. There's Rack and Rochelle. We hear from the man himself. Very, very cool. That's pretty much it on there. And of course, we've got the Hex Daily Stats coming up soon, day 1040. We're just currently into day 1041 as we head towards 1095, Hex's 3rd birthday, 2nd December. And of course, moving into our 4th year, which are pretty crazy. 4 years into the 4th year is pretty cool. So we're going to wait for those stats to come off. Very exciting. Now, did I check Richard's? I'm pretty sure I checked Richard's Twitter, but it looks like he's got a few things here. He talked about the BNB chain, and I think that's pretty much it. So cool. What's this? Geo movie premiere and Q&A for the Hexkins, something in there as well. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we're going to wait for day 1040 come off the press. We're going to leave it on the Hex charts at the moment, and I'll get back into the charts there. Let me know in the chat if there's anything new that you have seen as well. So let me know if there's anything new that you've seen. We've got Hex at the top left on the daily. We've got Maxi at the top right on the hourly. So let's move that to the daily, actually. How am I going to do that, though? I can't remember. I went to my daily chat. Anyway, we're going to leave that there on the hourly there. We're going to leave this on the daily. We've got Maxi team on the daily and Hedron there on the daily too. So what happened to... Oh, I lost it. I was wondering where the menu went. It disappeared up the top here. That's pretty funny. All right, so cool. Let's get it. That's where it is at the moment. Let's change it to premium though, and away we go. All right, so I think that's it. We've got Hex. There we go. Hex there. I think that's pretty good. All right, nice. All right, let's get into the chat. We've got a few more comments. CBD, I hope so. Yep, we can call all 10,000 Hex our free copies with patience. True that. I like how you're talking about there. And the $3, yeah. So you got Hex on. You got Hex and Maxi and Hedron and all that stuff. If you had all that stuff before the forks, you got that on 3 chains. It's pretty cool. And of course, Pulsechain's coming up. You're gonna have it on Pulsechain. Pretty exciting, indeed. All right, I think that's pretty much it. A release says take out that fiat personal loan to buy the Hex dip. Says release. Hey, look, taking out leverage. That's something for you to think about. We obviously talk about the price. I think the price is at a pretty good accumulation zone. I think that's probably all I'm going to say about that. All right, cool. Did I miss any comments up earlier? That's what I'm wondering. Crypto DB. Woohoo! New member. Nice one. I've got to do the Superman bow down for that. There's the Superman bow down. Welcome to the membership there, Crypto DB. Very, very cool. Let me just scroll back out here. Let me have a look at the members here at the moment. Let's jump through here. Yep, CryptoDB. Welcome to the members. Very, very cool. Big shout out there. I thought I missed something earlier. And I'm just going through to make sure I didn't miss any of these. I probably missed a few comments actually, a bit higher up there, but I think I got through most of them. So we'll leave it at that. All right, cool. If you guys haven't gotten to Discord, by the way, jump into our Discord. I think there's a few things happening on our Discord. The link's in the video description. We're heading up towards 800 people. So not only did we hit 6,000 subs on Hex Token here, we're actually climbing up pretty well on the Discord. A lot more people are hearing about the Discord, and people have been saying really good things, which is cool. What we want to have is a really fun, vibrant community, and we've got that. We've got incredible people in there. We've got great moderators, great community leaders, great syndicated YouTubers there, Craig Wadding and Heinz Crypto. This isn't a syndicated Discord. We are really representing Pulsechain, Hex, and Pulsex on this site, as well as obviously chains that are building on top of Pulsechain and things like that. So it's very, very cool. And representing on Discord, because Discord was really underplayed. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff on Telegram. I do know that Trayvon and a few others are on Discord, but really we've led the way there. It's a pretty cool place to be. I love this little graphic at the top left. Isn't that cool with the Pulsechain? It's pretty neat there. So if you want to join up, it's pretty cool. We've got all the announcements come out through here just to let you know that we've arrived. We've got YouTube videos that come through from the syndicated YouTubers, and of course tweets as well. That's for Heinz Crypto, Craig, Wadding, Gen Hex, and so forth. Now we've got some potentially, we've got some big news coming out. I'll let you know if that's confirmed, but it's coming up there, and useful links as well. This is fantastic. So everything you could possibly imagine, and I've really upgraded just the way it looks, with bolded titles and things like that, just to make it much easier to pop out there. Pulsechain, Pulsex, all the top sites. Richard Hart, market trading, limit orders for Hex derivative products, Hedron ALGO, Maximus, of course. Got all the links there. Onboarding tools for staking ladders, all that sort of stuff. Ethereum blockchain, Pulsechain Hex YouTubers. Big shout out to the PulseTube, does a great job. And of course, Pulsechain Sacrifice projects, crypto hardware wallets, Hex stores, and general stuff. Hex got Whale, lots of stuff. Ethereum Power Network details, all the stuff that you need to operate on there. Ethereum Fair Network there as well, all the stuff you need to operate there. Some good basic security advice around wallets and interacting with new chains and dexes. ETH Power market prices, and of course Spotlight project there, BNB pot at the moment. We've got YouTube videos on Pulsechain Bridge and Pulsex tutorials. Richard always talks about practicing on those, and that's what we promote. We've got two chats, of course. We've got the general chat there with Richard Hart tokens. We've got general chat. We talk about Pulsechain, Pulsex, Hex, and second layer derivatives like ALGO, Hedron, Maximus, etc. We've got lots of cool stuff happening there. And of course, we've got price chats. In the price chats, you can pretty much talk about anything as long as it's not a scam. And that's in terms of prices, so it's pretty cool. Promotions toolkit. If you want to spread the word, Richard Hart always talks about spreading the word with direct promotions. So we have lots of different examples of stuff you can draw from in terms of advertising, things like that. I encourage you to post anything that you think's good in there too. Non-crypto chat, of course, would talk about everything else, so cars and everything else, beaches, and things like that. You can music and stuff like that, so you can post it in there. We have two voice chats under the Richard Hart tokens, and that is non-crypto. We have the crypto money chat and the social chat. So depending on what you want to be talking about, if you just want to have a chit chat, social chat. We've also got the second group that we have is Pulsechain projects. These are risky, of course, and of course all the stuff about any other project, excluding known scams and spams are allowed in there on the Pulsechain. Typically, they're building on the Pulsechain. Maybe some of the projects are launching on other chains, but they're with the intention to go on a Pulsechain, and they go in there too. And of course, we've got all the new token links here as well, including some airdrop information. So that's all there too. We have all the project lists, sacrifice projects, Pulsechain news with all the 120 projects on it. The Pulse Police, of course, that check up airdrops and contracts and things like that. And of course, they've got the highlighted project at the moment, BNB pot there, and X free claim as well. And of course, all the tutorials that I've done on that one. And obviously, Pulse Bitcoin coming up there too. That is one of my two probables at the moment. So pretty cool. We've got the Hex Token channel there for Hex Token channel members. So you get a private chat. And of course, we've got the moderators that have their own chat as well. Now, we've also fixed up the usernames on the side. So on the roles, obviously my role at the top there as owner. And then, of course, community leaders. We've got Brian and Fat Sammy now as a newly created role. Because the channel's growing so much, we want to make it good community and good information. That's pretty much it. So that's kind of where our focus is. So we've got community moderators there, Katie Sandy Beach. There are 8 others as well in there. We've got syndicated YouTubers, Craig from Gen Hex, Heinz Crypto. And of course, if we get any new ones on here, there'll be a plot in there as well. And of course, you get quick access to those. Hex Token channel members, of course, are in here with purple names, and general members are in blue names there. So it's really, really cool, really evolving really nicely, and really had lots of good feedback. And we're trying to keep it a real fun, free, happy place, and with good information. There's lots of new people been coming in, got really some basic questions, new people to crypto. And so a lot of people have been able to help them with that and onboard them and show step-by-steps and things like that. So it's been really, really good in there. So cool. All right, so that's pretty much it. Let's wait for the Hex Daily Stat is out now. Day 1040. Woohoo! All right, let's get on it. The 7th of October, 2022. We've got the price at 3.3 cents, the same as yesterday. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. So no change there. The Hex payout per T-share, though, another great day. If you're staking Hex, check out hex.com. If you haven't got T-shares, the price is really attractive at the moment, as you can see, 3.3 cents, and pretty good there. Now, 6.377 Hex per T-share is pretty amazing. So looking good. And of course, the T-share price there, $805. T-share rate up 10 today. We did see that big 240-day stake come out with the decent APY. Maybe that's what lifted it there. We're up to 24,268 on the T-share rate. Now, the T-share rate only goes up and to the right, reflects kind of compound interest. And of course, earlier you get in, the better. This is the way it goes. Now, you can get this for a third of the price, so a third of the US dollars or a third of the Hex. If you stake out 10 years, every year that you stake, you get 20% more shares. Basically, when you stake your Hex gets burned off the market. And of course, you get shares in return. At the end of your stake period, you get your Hex minted back to you plus the interest that you earn. So that's pretty much how it works. So you can get this 20% per year times 10 years, which is the maximum. And you can get this 200% bonus and therefore a third of the price here. We got the average stake length, 6.66 years. I know the number's not the best number, but it is a pretty long period of time, the average stake length there, so it's pretty awesome. The APY paid out in Hex, the yield, which is inflation and emergency in-stake penalties, EES there, is 39%. Pretty nice there in Hex. Obviously, the market price at Hex moves around. Liquidity there, 263 million Hex in liquidity pool. And this moves around based on people buying and selling and also adding and removing liquidity from the trading pool there. Just under 11.2 million US dollars down from yesterday, and the liquidity pool of 1,405 ETH there at the moment, up from yesterday. So there we are, some changes in liquidity providers. The T-shares up 2,900, which is pretty cool. Hex is, like I say, easy to understand. We have a reward pool with inflation and penalties, and we have a T-share or ownership pool, and T-share stands for trillions of shares. And of course, the more T-shares you have, the better. And of course, if we have the penalties, or if we have the reward pool or the ownership T-share pool changed, then the Hex payout per T-share changes from day to day. It's very small, but that does have an impact over time. So we've got just under 10.5 million T-shares in the ownership pool. Pretty cool. What else there? We're just jumping through some of these. And we're going to jump all the way over to stake percentage of coins. 9.73% of all Hex is staked at the moment. And it's a very cool number. Very good. And of course, the penalties there, 5.5 million Hex is in penalties. Another good day. If you're staking Hex, you got your T-shares. Another good day in the office for penalties. Very exciting. 5.5 million Hex penalties. Great day. How many days we had? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the last 10 days have been pretty good. Over 1 million there. Obviously, the lower it is, the better. The more people are keeping their responsibilities. But of course, if you're staked Hex, that's just the way it goes. One of the benefits. So you get half of the penalties that get paid out. Now, the wallet holders up 37. The current holders up to 310,726. Current stakers, which is really the number I look at the most, is up 53, and that's 109,985. Now almost 110,000 there. Now, obviously, Richard always encourages you to get out there and do direct promotions, and of course, spread the word. Maybe just do a leaflet drop around your block or something like that, or get online and do things like that. Whatever you're comfortable with. Total change in holders up 319. That's a big jump today to 500,725. Very cool. And the total holders is over 500,000, and of course, we hit that 4 days ago. Very cool. And of course, now we're on day 1,041, heading towards our 3 years. We're going pretty awesome. And of course, that is only 54 days away from the 3-year birthday. And of course, Hex will be in its 4th year, which is pretty awesome for talking about, right? Hex is in the 4th year. That's pretty mature. It's like, pretty awesome. All right, so cool. That's the Hex Daily Stats. And of course, here we are at the Hex at the moment. Live price 3.3 cents on Hex. The 2.13 Hex per maxi for the maxi premium. Maxi team there at the moment. Let's switch to the premium actually. Is at 1.23, looking pretty good. And of course, the Hedron there is currently at 4,426. Just a little bit of just slightly pulled down there, but looking pretty good is the old Hedron. And of course, the other big one that we like to look at is Pulsechain coin at $4.56 at the moment. So $4.56 is where that's at, down 1% on a 24-hour basis, but holding up very nicely. And of course, we're looking forward to potential very launch soon, potentially within the next week is my guess. So excited, very excited about that. All right, and of course a BNB P. We're looking for that, but it looks like the launch is going to be slightly later. We are expecting to get some sort of tweet out later today. I'll let you know about that when BNB P pot comes out on that one. All right, let us jump back to the Hex charts, and I think that's where we're at the moment. What time is it here? 1:37. So I'm going to leave it on the charts there. We're going to almost wrap up soon. I've been doing like normally I try to do an hour and 15 live stream. Sometimes it ends up being an hour and a half. Sometimes it ends up being slightly shorter, just the way it goes. Let's have a look here. We're going to scroll down. Rothgo free. What else there? I think we've got up to check my pulse. Stakes and all, if they play out as good as blockchains and have value in the future. Score, not risking taking away from my Hex DCAing. Hex is very nice, sir. I agree with you there. Check my pulse. I agree with you there 100%. Great show today. Thanks, Hex Tokens. It's probably you. I appreciate that. Appreciate it big time. And Crypto BD says Discord is great. Yeah, it is great. I think it's really, really cool. And hey, it's as good as the people in it, and the people seem to be great. So I'm so excited about that. It really is cool. Bob Brizzold here now. Woohoo! Good to see you, Briz. And Bakuna, very nice. It definitely is very nice. Crypto DB says it will be amazing when Hex is $10, $100, $1,000. Sounds crazy, but attainable. It is attainable over time. That's for sure. We've been watching that circulating supply after the Maximus Perpetuals took out 810 million Hex, and of course over 90,000 T shares. Anything is possible, right? That really is a game changer. It pulls in the future of Hex closer today. Pretty exciting. Of course, we know that the supply and demand and liquidity play a big deal, but circulating supply has a big influence over the medium to long term. And of course, with the Hex getting off the market, reducing that velocity of Hex, that is a big deal and makes things even brighter. So good comment there, Crypto BD. Me like the T-shares, says BDC. Me too. Me like the T-shares. 1,000 Hex. I like that, says Brennan. Yeah. Not much not to like about that. Hey, Superman, howdy, champ, and everyone trying to plan for the Xen launch and Polymaxi, and just more stay away from token sender people if you are trying to send to multiple wallets. MetaMask better. Yeah, I'd agree with that one, Adan. Good advice. Bitcoin did 6.5 million Hex. Is it? 6.5 million X. It's run. We all way early, says check my pulse. Congrats on 6,000 subs, says Sandy Beach. Hey, well, thanks, Sandy Beach. Yeah, cool milestone, right? 6,000 subs. It's pretty neat. Onwards upwards to 7 now. It's pretty exciting. So it does feel good. Check my pulse says congratulations, Superman. Woohoo! Hey, thanks very much. Appreciate that. Check my pulse. And J-Man, hello. Good to see J-Man as always. And I like some of those profile pictures that you guys have got. Look, check my pulse and J-Man both got Pulsechain profile pictures in there. I like it a lot. And so's Dan got some sort of Pulsex one in there. Very, very cool. All right, we're coming up to now 10, and we've got the price of Hex at the moment, 3.3 cents. The Maxi Premium, I'm not sure. I must have flicked the page there. The Maxi Premium at the moment is, here we go. Where is it? It's at 2.13 Hex per Maxi. We got the old Maxi team there as well. I must have switched the page because I've lost all the indicators there. 1.23 in Hedron there, and 4426 looking really good on Hedron. And Icosa there at $1.08. Man, November's going to be a fly, right? So how many weeks away is that? It's the 8th of October. So what's that? 4.5 weeks away? 5 weeks? Yeah, just under 5 weeks. 4.5. Yeah, 5 weeks. I'd say 5 weeks away for the big event on Icosa and Hedron biddings. It's going to be pretty cool. Now, obviously, we don't actually show this that much, but let's go to the Hedron page because this is a big deal. The DApp here. This is the auctions that we're looking for here. And of course, we're expecting all these defaults to go on here. And then, of course, we're going to have massive amount of auctions here. It's a good idea, Poly Maximus, because it's going to automate a lot of the bidding process. You imagine you're trying to evaluate the value and stuff on these here. So I think DipChat is trying to automate all the valuations and the bidding process there. It's pretty cool. So he's working pretty hard. That's probably the biggest thing he's pulled on so far is this. So very cool. All right, looking forward to that. And finally, of course, just one more time, I'll say this: Pulse Dogecoin at $4.56 and BM Pots. So So at the moment, I got my Hedron and the PLSD as the probable plays, and the BNBP as the speculative play. And of course, the launch for BNBP looks like it's been extended, but we are expecting a tweet out later today. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, we've got the Zen project coming, and that's going to be a free claim. So why not? Why not? All you have to do is make sure you set up good security around your wallets with the new seed phrases. Good idea. And of course, why not? It cost you a few dollars to do it. Now, we don't know what impact it's going to have on the gas fees exactly. I don't know how high that would be or not, but we could get thousands of people jumping on there within moments, as well as some bots and automated coding and things like that. And we will see. We'll find out. But that's definitely counting down. There's the old Zen there. Let's bring it up one more time to see the countdown. Yeah, 16 hours to go in 32 minutes. That's pretty much it at this stage. All right, so cool. BDC at the moment holding up at 9,483, ETH at 1334, BNB at 282. Ripple, though, or XRP, I should say specifically, is at 52 cents, having a good day in the office. So that's pretty much it. All right, let me jump back to the old Hex chart. And yesterday we finished on the Hedron chart, didn't we? Today we're going to finish on the Hex chart, I think. Let's do that. There's the old Hex chart there. Good place to finish, if anything. 3.3 cents. Very, very nice. Dan says, I meant to say it will cost 12 cents on each send from MetaMask to MetaMask wallet compared to token sending is $10. Rip-offs is suggested by Trayvon. So your research, what's your plan, Superman, for Zen? While minting Zen, Dan, minting Zen. That's what I'll be doing. I'll be doing a couple of wallets. I'm not going to go crazy. I know that a lot of people go crazy on it, but that's pretty much it. I saw him do something like 369. Did he do 369 wallets or something? I saw on one of his video titles. How long until WhatsApp NFTs go public? What's this here? I don't know what you mean, Brendan. What do you mean? I know that there's. I expect a lot of WhatsApp NFTs be burnt in November. That's what I do expect. I expect to see that jump up, that number. We'll see. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. We're up to an hour and 12 minutes. We've got a couple of minutes to go. Let me know in the chat if you've seen anything that I haven't talked about. Let me know. But we definitely got Richard Hart coming up on Saturday with the old interview with Richard, with Hex Socials, I should say. We're going to have Ivan on Tech doing an interview with Richard Hart coming up. That's going to be huge because he's got such a big audience and he does probe pretty well. I like his probing. So we'll see how those two go. See, we'll get some alpha on Pulsechain. We've got Zen coming up. We're going to have a BNBP pot coming up with the launch. What else? We've got there's another launch coming up. I did a video on 5 launches. I just can't remember what the third one was on that one. So definitely some action happening at the moment. Sandy Beach says, Cool Kaufman movie drops on Discord Syndicate tonight. It'll be available for 24 hours. Watch it free. Nice one. I appreciate that, Sandy. That's exactly what we're talking about. Katie says Liquid Loans made updates on their testnet. Did he, Katie? Oh, really? Let's have a look here. So Liquid Loans. Let's have a quick look at that. Actually, I haven't connected on here, haven't I, for a while? Let me. All right, we had our pool actually. Oh, look at that. So we've earned quite a few loan tokens, 11.54 loan tokens, 36,000 pulse. That's pretty cool. We might as well claim that while we're here. What were some of the changes there, Brennan? I can't see them straight off the bat. Become a stability pool provider. I think that wasn't there. So the top here, I think that was new. So that's cool. And should only take a few seconds. Let's have a look. Tick, 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 tick. There we are. Transaction confirmed. So that's pretty easy. In staking pool. Oh, $104. Woohoo! We earned $104. That's pretty nice. 11,000 pulse there. That's cool. So we'll claim that too. I'm quite pleased with the 104. Dinner on me, everybody. Tacos on me. I'm $104. We should be able to buy a few tacos in America with that. Taco Bell at the border. Taco Bell. They still have Taco Bell at the border? Pretty sure. But Taco Bell at the border. I had it at the border of Florida, and what's above Florida? Is it South Carolina above Florida? I think so. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. It's cool. What else have we got? We got borrow USDL. That looks kind of it's hard to tell there. Liquidations. Look right. LB longer base beta bonus. Linux. Validator. Oh, that's on a different page. What else there? I think that's it. They've taken away the faucet. The faucet's gone. The faucet's gone there. So it looks like it. So Brendan, I can't see anything particularly obvious, but bottom left on the menu, release notes, says Katie. Oh yeah, that would be helpful. That's a good idea. All right. So Vision 11, improved numerical display on text boxes, increase numerical precision, add token to MetaMask function, remove option of acquire test loan through the faucet. Yeah, I picked that one up. Bug fixes on the APR percentage, negative decimals, DAP, fixed pulse-free text alignment, fixed wallet address copy. Okay, cool. Once again, looks great. Great site. And yeah, we can't wait for this to be real, right? We want it to be real. Bring on Pulsechain. Pulsechain. What's this? My life is also says Pulsechain. Ping. Pulse Hex. Ping. Hex. Ping. Hex token. Ping. That's how we roll. All right, so that's pretty cool. I think I covered all those questions. What else there? Tacos and t-shirts. Yeah, that's all right. That sounds good. Taco Bell at the border sounds like a good phrase. Passphrase says at the beginner. That's true. Awesome. I think we got up to all that. Yeah, up to date. So cool. All right, to everybody. We did an hour and 17. Pretty awesome. Hope you guys had a good time. To see you in Discord. Don't forget. Discord is such a great place, and we'll catch you in there as we head towards 800 members. Can you believe it? 800 members, and we could have some news coming up around the Discord. I have reformatted it. I think it looks pretty sharp now. We'll be adding enhancements as we go, but we could have some bigger news coming up. So I'll let you know if that does occur or not. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, next live stream. We'll be doing a video today on Pulsechain, how to if you missed out on Pulsechain Sacrifice or PulseX, how to do well on that. I think that that should be a cool video. So look forward to that coming up in a short form video later on today. Very nice. All right, cool. Let's end up on the Hex chart there, 3.3 cents. DCA, dollar cost average, set limit orders, all that good stuff. Katie is in house. Yes, thanks, man. Hey, you're welcome. Great day to all, says BC, absolutely. Sandy says boop, and ping, ping from Big Galuna there. Happy minting Xenians. Yeah, definitely have fun with the Zen launch. It is free. Just take your security precautions. You can do multiple wallets. Obviously, it's just subject to the gas fees there, ETH, BSC, and Polygon, and so forth. So cool. All right, I think we're going to wrap up. Let's do it. Let's play some fun music on the way out, though. Let's lift this thing with Power City Core. Onwards and upwards. Take care, everybody, and bye for now. Peace. Yeah, boy.